everyone, my name is Shivani Bafna and this video is way overdue, like 1 year and 10 days late overdue. Sorry about that. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a really long time because the number one question I'm always asked is, Shivani, what was your journey like? What are the steps that you took? How did you get to where you are? This industry seems super inaccessible, elusive. No one talks about the behind the scenes of how to navigate it, how you can possibly create and build a career here. But I am living, breathing proof that a girl born and raised in the Midwest who has no familial connections to the industry, whose parents are not paying or producing for her to be here, can create a living out of Mumbai, whatever. I'm not saying I'm living a baller life, but hey, can independently live here. It's been a very organic, iterative process that I want to share with all of you. So rewinding 23 years ago, I was born and raised in the US, and both my mom and dad were also born and raised in the US and have never lived in India. It was both sets of grandparents immigrated to America 5-6 decades ago. I was born in Houston, lived in West Lafayette, Indiana for 10 years, Seoul in Ohio for the next 10, and studied at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor for the following 4. Through and through, a Midwestern girl. Growing up, I was obsessed with Bollywood. Like, I cannot explain to you the level of obsession that I had. I watched every single Bollywood movie, danced to all the songs, had posters of Shah Rukh Khan in my room. I used to Photoshop my face in like pictures with him. But like every other Indian girl, I thought I wanted to become a doctor. And it wasn't my parents that were like, "Nee beta, tumhe doctor banna hai." There was no force. I genuinely thought I was good at the sciences, I was passionate about it. So in high school, I took every AP science course available, took 13 APs total, and killed myself. Don't ever do that. I researched at Case Western Reserve University for 2 summers doing cancer research. I presented at the Intel Science Fair, did a medical machine trip in Peru. Basically every, checkbox thing that an Indian kid does to like go down that, straight path, I guess, and applied to the University of Michigan to study biomedical engineering. The summer before I entered college and the summer after my senior year of high school, I was like, this is the one summer I don't have to do anything that looks good for the resume. It doesn't have to be science related. It can just be something that's like chill, that I'm like passionate about. So I was already planning on going to India for the summer, and I remember this conversation clearly. It was February 2014, and I was in my bedroom with one of my childhood friends, Neha, and we were scrolling through Facebook, and she saw this post that Miss Malini was looking for interns. I followed Miss Malini because I loved all the Bollywood gossip and news, so I was like, yeah, let me apply. Put together a resume of whatever I thought was like legit, and I sent it to the email that they had with a few writing samples that I put together, and I never heard back. So then I tweeted at the company, again didn't hear back. I went to the page, saw that the founder's name is Malini Agarwal. So I tried every single permutation and combination of Malini Agarwal at missmalini.com. So m.agarwal, malini.agarwal, m_agarwal, malini at Miss Malini. So all the different combinations till my email went through, and finally 2 weeks later I heard back. Had a few different like interviews over the phone, over the email, and she was like, yeah, come on over and you can intern. That summer literally changed my life. I cannot describe a more impactful or defining experience in my 23 years of existence. At the time, the team was only 12 people, so as an intern, I had a lot more responsibility. I was covering press events, trailer launches, interviewing Bollywood celebrities, writing content for the blog, getting a lot of on-ground exposure, building my network, as well as seeing the behind the scenes of how to turn your passion into a monetizable career. I remember 2 weeks into the internship, I covered an event with Shah Rukh Khan, and I was like, I cannot believe I've taken a selfie with Shah Rukh Khan and interviewed these celebrities on a professional level that I have idolized and freaked out. I still freak out growing up. That summer also got my feet wet in the modeling world. I was always intrigued by the idea of modeling, but I again did not know where to begin or how to start. So I did some researching online, and they said you needed a portfolio shot. I found a photographer, got a portfolio shot, started sending in my profile to different casting directors, and I will do a full-on video about what that modeling process is like. But I started doing a few ads. I traveled to South India, did ads in Cochin, did ads in Mumbai, and I called my parents at the end of the summer and I was like, I don't want to go to college. I want to stay in India and do this. Now you can imagine my parents' reaction to hear their straight A, like good obedient child telling them that not only do I want to not do medicine. I don't want to go to college. So they were like, no, Shivani, you are going to come back to America and we will discuss this then. Got back to the US, explained to them what my thought process was like, and my parents were pretty supportive. I will definitely talk about their reactions and what my entire family's thoughts on this whole thing were. They were like, listen, you need to have some sort of trajectory or plan because this isn't an industry that has stability, structure, and anything really figured out. So the moment I started my freshman year, I switched my major from engineering to communications and knew that I needed to start working on my freshman year internship. After doing some research, I realized I needed to be at ABS TV because it was the only media company in the US that was doing anything related to Bollywood. And I was hellbent that I wanted to intern there. I start emailing their company, again, it's listed on their contact, about, hey, this is what I do, would you be interested in an intern? Did not hear a response. I go on to their website, see every single person who's on their team, and I message them all on LinkedIn. I try to email them, and nothing's going through. I've tweeted at the company, I've tried cold calling the number on, it's just not working out. Now this is about to sound really creepy, but hey, it did the job, so that's why I'm sharing it. I look up ABS TV's boss on Facebook, and I see that he's really good friends with this other guy. I'm not gonna say the name so that I respect their privacy. So 19-year-old Shivani thinks, hey, if I'm not getting in through ABS TV, why don't I apply for an internship at the Friends PR firm, hopefully do a good job and get a good referral, and then maybe I'll like get my way into ABS TV. I contact the friend if he was looking for interns for his PR company, and he was for the New York Indian Film Festival, which was just a 2-week stint in New York. So I tell my parents that, oh my god, I found an internship, I'm gonna go to New York, and they're like, what's the gig? And I'm like, it's just a 2-week project. They're like, what about the rest of the summer? And I'm like, just let me get there and I'll figure the rest out. So I do the 2 weeks in New York. I think I did a pretty good job. So I did get a good referral, and that's kind of how I got my way in, or not kind of, that is the way I got my way in. And I start working for them in their New Jersey office. I was doing a lot of their website content creation, learning about the behind the scenes of how the actual hosting segment is done, and trying to reapply the skills that I learned from Miss Melanie to ABS TV. That summer, I also had the opportunity to cover the IFA Awards in Kuala Lumpur. So I flew there, and a one-man show, I covered the awards like with the GoPro. Such a cool experience. And since I was halfway across the globe at Kuala Lumpur, I decided to go back to Mumbai, right where the action was, and intern for ABS TV that summer. Since the shoots for ABS TV weren't every single day, I applied for another internship at an ad agency that did social media and digital marketing for Yash Raj and Dharma Films, a lot of Bollywood clients. And my personal projects were doing social media for Bajrangi Bhaijaan and doing personal for Abhishek Bachchan, Siddharth Malya, and Nargis Fakri. And it was really cool getting to see the behind the scenes of what strategizing social media and these different film campaigns were like. That summer, I was essentially working 3 jobs. I would work 11 to 8 every single day at the ad agency, would make up excuses to leave the office and do the ABS TV interviews. And then I was also modeling and auditioning at the same time, so I'd go for auditions at night. It was a crazy summer, but I'm also of the belief that you're not familiar with an industry, you need to work at 200% speed to kind of learn and absorb as much as you can. After that summer, I got back home to the US, spoke with my parents, and I was like, you know, I've done 2 summers of Bollywood-related internships, but I don't want my entire college experience just to be Bollywood, Bollywood, Bollywood. So I decided, let me apply for some corporate internships this round. So I'll fast forward this one, so it's exciting. I interned at Kepler Group, which is an ad agency in New York, and my client was PayPal. So I was doing media buying for them. I would be at the agency office 3 times a week, the PayPal office 2 times a week. I did a 3-month co-op at an HR consulting firm in Indianapolis. And my junior year, I did brand management at Whirlpool in Michigan. The summer after my junior year and the summer before my senior year of college, I had a few different full-time corporate offers, and I needed to decide, was I going to take that typical corporate trajectory, or was I going to take this huge leap of faith and move to Mumbai? I did decide to take that giant leap of faith and huge risk and move to Mumbai a year ago to live my dream. I think for me, the decision process was, I weighed out the pros and cons. I know I have a degree from University of Michigan. I can always re-enter the corporate world. And it didn't seem like a huge challenge to me, but I think for me, this would be stepping outside of my comfort zone. You know, 3-month internships are all fun and games, but actually taking a big plunge and doing this full time, I wanted to give myself that chance and opportunity to really explore and see where this could go. And I never wanted to live with regret of one day waking up and being like, damn, I had an opportunity to do this and I never took it up. I'm sure you guys are wondering what was your parents' reaction and your family reaction and how was that entire process. And I know I'm making it seem like super easy, but there were a lot of tears involved and long nights and a lot of stress, and hearts were breaking because of this decision. When I got here, I did have a full-time offer from ABS TV, so I did know I would have some sort of job or some sort of work opportunities lined up while I was here. But everything else was uncertain, still is uncertain to be honest. Currently, I'm a TV show host with ABS TV. I've interviewed over 150 actors, musicians, filmmakers, ranging from your Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khans to Alia Bhatts and Kareena Kapoor Khans. I've modeled for brands like Dettol, Cadbury, Nokia, done billboards, print campaigns, runway. I've done acting projects, dance skits, voiceovers, hosting, live emceeing, like the works, basically anything and everything that pays. I've grown more as a person. I've learned more than I could have in any other city, in any other industry. So grateful to all the experiences and opportunities that I've had. I want to talk about what it's like being an NRI, living in India, my experiences working in Mumbai, dealing with casting directors and auditions and creating a network, and how you kind of go about this whole thing, because I tell every single person I meet, anyone can do what I have done so far, which is really, like, I don't think it's anything amazing, but when I like talk about it, I'm like, oh whoa, like there were certain things that I kind of just figured out, but everything was just looking online, using social media to my advantage, and kind of just learning to go with the flow, but being really dedicated about it, because it doesn't happen overnight. Okay, I've talked a lot. I am like so thirsty right now, and now I have to edit this. Ugh. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this video is a great starting point for you guys to kind of know what are some tangible steps that you guys can take to pursue your dreams. If this is something you're interested in, if you know of anyone who's been on the edge or is intrigued by the idea of Bollywood, media, Indian entertainment, please share this video with them. I'd say new videos coming like every Thursday, but like we all know that's not gonna happen, so I'm not making any promises, but new videos to come. Okay, bye!